Hi, I'm Jackie Gordon Nunez with the Washington State Tree Fruit Association.
And I'm Aaron Avila from GS Lawn Company. We partnered up to bring you this tractor safety video that we hope will keep you safe while working on the farm. Tractors are incredibly powerful machines and are an essential tool for many agricultural tasks. They are also one of the most dangerous machines on the farm. Every year, tractor operators are injured or killed on the job when not operating safely. Between 1998 and 2018, 44 tractor operators have been killed in Washington State. Not one of them expected to die while working that day. Your attitude toward safety is one of the most effective ways to prevent tractor-related injuries and deaths. Remember, no matter how many years of experience you have, a tractor accident can happen to you. This video does not represent a complete training program and does not authorize you to use any equipment on farm. Before using a tractor or any other piece of machinery, it's important that you receive specific training on that equipment and the hazards associated with your workplace. In this video, we are working with a typical low-profile orchard tractor that can be used to tow and power common implements such as mowers and sprayers. Your job may require using only one type of tractor, but basic skills and safety practices are common among all types of tractors. Always keep safety in mind when you are working. Operating a tractor when you are tired, frustrated, or distracted will greatly increase the chances of a tractor accident due to poor decision making, slow reaction time, or taking unnecessary risks. Never operate a tractor when you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You must read and understand the owner's manual for any tractor you operate and any equipment attached to the tractor. If you don't understand something, ask your supervisor or an experienced tractor operator to explain how to operate the tractor or equipment. It's important to know your tractor's capabilities and to use your tractor only for the work it's designed to do. The tractor's instrument panel may include warning lights, digital displays, buzzers, or other types of gauges. These instruments inform you of the tractor's condition. Make sure you understand all the information on the instrument panel before operating the tractor. On modern tractors, most manufacturers use the same color coding and control directions for specific tractor operations. Older tractors may not have the same color coding, or the colors may be worn off. Regardless of the color, you must understand how to safely operate all of the tractor controls before starting the tractor. Red indicates the stop engine function. Orange indicates ground motion controls. Engine speed controls are operated with the right hand or right foot. When engine speed is controlled with the foot, speed is increased by pressing the pedal downward. When engine speed is controlled with a hand control, speed is increased by moving the control forward or upward. Most tractors are designed to safely transport only one person, the tractor operator. Never allow passengers to ride on the tractor's steps, fenders, or drawbar. Going for a ride on a tractor may seem fun and harmless, but it's actually very dangerous. Children are especially vulnerable to falling off a moving tractor and are often killed when the tractor or towed implement crushes them. You can avoid this kind of tragedy by never allowing anyone to ride on the tractor with you. Always wear the proper clothing and personal protective equipment when operating a tractor. Long shirt tails, loose sleeves, floppy jackets, and pull strings are extremely dangerous when working with farm equipment. Wear sturdy shoes or boots with skid-resistant soles. Shoelaces should be tied tightly. If you have long hair, keep it tied back and tucked into a cap or under your clothing. Long hair can easily be caught in moving machine parts. Depending on the type of tractor, personal protective equipment may include eye and ear protection, a respirator, gloves, and boots. Before starting the tractor, complete a pre-operation equipment check to ensure the tractor is in safe operating condition. Your supervisor will provide a checklist for your specific tractor. Checklist items may include fuel and oil levels, rollover protection structures or ROPS, and the power takeoff or PTO. Do not jump on or off the tractor. Step on or off the tractor using the steps and any hand grips provided. To prevent slipping or falling, always face towards the tractor when stepping on or off, and try and keep 3 points in contact with the tractor, 2 hands and a foot, or 2 feet and a hand. The only safe place to start the tractor is in the operator's seat. Many tractors have safe start systems designed to prevent the operator from starting the tractor while not in the operator's seat. Never attempt to bypass the safe start system by starting the tractor while standing next to it. Many tractor operators have died this way when the tractor unexpectedly rolled forward and crushed them. Before starting the tractor, adjust the seat to ensure you can see and reach all the tractor controls. Check to ensure the transmission is in neutral, and check to ensure PTO controls are disengaged. Follow the manufacturer's instruction for starting the engine. Once the engine is running, check the instrument panel and gauges, especially the oil gauge. Follow the manufacturer's instruction for warming up the engine before moving the tractor. Whether stopping in the field to check equipment or shutting down for the day, always stop and park the tractor on the most level ground possible. Before turning off the engine, set the brake and shift the transmission into park. Place all controls in a neutral, locked, or off position. Lower any attached equipment to the ground. Release pressure and hydraulic lines by moving the controls back and forth a few times before shutting off the engine. Always take the key with you whenever you park the tractor. Before driving the tractor in an unfamiliar location, take the time to walk the area and check for any hazards. Ditches, culverts, steep slopes, propane tanks, pump houses, other farm equipment, large rocks, or hidden objects in the field can all pose a serious risk. Propane tanks pose a significant hazard for tractor operators, especially if the tanks are not guarded by a rail or other structure. If you are operating in an area where propane tanks are located, make sure you have enough clearance to safely operate near or around them. If you are unable to clearly see propane tanks or other hazards while backing up or turning, ask for assistance to avoid hitting the hazard with the tractor or towed implement. Machinery noise or distance can make verbal communication difficult or impossible to understand. Tractor operators and those working with them should know and use the following standard signals for communicating common instructions or information. Stop the engine. With your palm facing down, draw your right hand across your neck in a throat-cutting motion from left to right. Stop. Raise your arm straight up over your head with your palm facing forward. Raise equipment. With your index finger pointing up, hold your hand at head level and move your finger in a continuous circle. Lower equipment. With your index finger pointing towards the ground, hold your arm straight down and move your finger in a continuous circle. Before operating any tractor, you must understand the center of gravity. The tractor's center of gravity is the point where the weight of the tractor is balanced and most stable. The center of gravity is inside an imaginary boundary formed by straight lines connecting all of the tractor's wheels. On most tractors, the center of gravity is found a little in front of the operator's seat and a little above the rear axle. When operating on level ground with no attachments, the tractor's center of gravity remains stable. But under different conditions, the center of gravity shifts and makes the tractor more likely to roll over. The center of gravity can quickly shift when operating on a slope, turning at a high speed, accelerating too quickly, hitching a load above the drawbar, traveling with the front loader raised. In these situations, a tractor rollover is most likely to occur. Nobody thinks it can happen to them, but safety data shows 1 of every 10 tractor operators will experience a tractor rollover. And when a tractor starts to roll over, whether backwards or to the side, the operator has less than 1 second to react. That's not enough time for even the most experienced tractor operator to prevent the rollover. ROPS save lives. Rollover protection structures, or ROPS, are designed to create a protective zone around the tractor operator when a rollover occurs. Together with a seat belt, the ROPS will keep you in the protective zone and prevent you from being crushed by the overturning tractor or towed equipment. Proper use of a ROPS and a seatbelt has proven to be more than 95% effective in preventing death or serious injury in the event of a tractor rollover. A tractor rollover is usually fatal when the operator is not protected by a ROPS and a seatbelt. But remember, if your tractor is not equipped with the ROPS or has a fold-down version that you are not using, do not wear a seatbelt. In the event of a rollover, the seatbelt will eliminate any chance that you could be thrown clear of the tractor as it overturns. Always use the ROPS when it's required. The use of a ROPS and a seatbelt is especially important when working on hillsides, near ditches or culverts, or on uneven terrain where a rollover is more likely to occur. In Washington State, ROPS are not required on agricultural tractors used in some situations, including low-profile tractors used in areas with limited clearance. The exemption also applies to work related to these uses. However, there are exceptions to these exemptions. Work related to the exemption must be in connection with the exempted use. It includes going back to the shop to refuel the tractor, refilling the sprayer, eating lunch, and similar activities. It also includes the travel between areas where the exemption applies. It does not include the travel or work from an exempted area to an area where there are no clearance problems that would interfere with normal operations. It's important to know the regulations that apply in your workplace. The tractor's hydraulic system provides incredible lifting power for many common farm implements. The hydraulic system uses specialized hydraulic oil under very high pressure. If a hydraulic implement isn't lifting properly or is otherwise behaving oddly, safely shut down the tractor and check for a leak in a hydraulic hose or bad coupling. If no problem is found, check for problems with the hydraulic fluid level or temperature. Never use your hand to check for leaks in a hydraulic hose. Instead, use a piece of cardboard, wood, or a rag. Oil escaping from even a pinpoint leak can cause a very painful burn or be injected under your skin, causing an injury that often leads to amputation of the affected body part. If you or another person needs to work under or near a raised implement, never trust the hydraulic system alone to hold up the implement. Always add blocks or another type of stable support to prevent the implement from falling if the hydraulic system fails. Always lower a hydraulic implement to the ground when parking and turning off the tractor. The Power Takeoff System, or PTO, is extremely powerful and extremely dangerous. Most PTO accidents occur because the proper shielding was missing or damaged, and most PTO accidents are fatal or cause severe injuries. Before connecting or operating a PTO, you must receive hands-on training from an experienced PTO operator. The PTO stub shaft transmits power from the tractor to the implement through the implement driveline. PTO guards and shields prevent accidental contact with the spinning parts of the PTO. The master shield covers the tractor's stub shaft and the connection from the stub shaft to the implement driveline. If the tractor's master shield must be removed when operating certain equipment, the implement driveline must include a guard or shield that also covers the tractor's stub shaft. The driveline shield completely encloses the implement driveline. Some driveline shields include safety chains to prevent the shield from spinning with the driveline. The implement shield covers the point where the driveline connects to the implement. Always ensure PTO shields and guards are properly installed and regularly checked for damage. Replace any missing or damaged shields before operating the equipment. Never attempt to remove or modify PTO guards and shields. When working with PTO equipment, don't wear loose clothing or jewelry. It's a good idea to wear pull-on boots without laces when working with the PTO. A PTO shaft can catch a loose shoelace, pant cuff, or shirt sleeve and wrap your arm or leg around a shaft 9 times in 1 second. Before starting the tractor, make sure the PTO controls are disengaged. The space between the tractor and the implement is a danger zone. Never stand in the danger zone or allow anyone else to stand between the tractor and the implement when the power is on. Never step on or over the PTO driveline, whether the power is on or off. Instead, always walk around the tractor or implement. Implements are attached to the tractor using either a 3-point hitch or the tractor drawbar. Generally, implements connected with a 3-point hitch weigh 1,000 pounds or less. This includes mowers and sprayers with tanks up to 100 gallons. Heavier implements are generally attached to the tractor drawbar. Before hitching an implement to the tractor, make sure that the tractor has enough power to safely handle the equipment. The 3-point hitch consists of a top link that connects to the top hitch point of the implement and 2 lower draft arms that connect to the implement's lower hitch points. Each connection is secured with a hitch pin and security clip. The 3-point hitch also includes stabilizer bars and a lift arm powered by the tractor's hydraulic system. 3-point hitches are assigned to different categories based on their size. You must know what category hitch you have, know the implement's hitch requirements, and know the tractor's capabilities before connecting an implement to the tractor. Always hitch to the drawbar of the tractor. Hitching to any point other than the drawbar greatly increases the chance of a backward rollover. Most tractor drawbars are designed to use holes and hitch pins to connect an implement to the tractor. Some use a ball mount and hitch. No matter what type of hitch you are using, it's important to follow the manufacturer's recommendation for the proper size and type of hitch. Before moving the tractor with an implement attached, check to ensure all attachments are securely connected. When towing, always start forward motion slowly and smoothly. Always test your brakes to make sure you can safely stop the tractor and the load behind it. Ensure you know the overall length and width of your tractor and implement so that you can safely make turns and maneuver around people, structures, or other vehicles. With a single axle rig, when backing up with an implement attached, you are using the rear of the tractor to force the implement in the direction you want it to go. To move an implement to the left, steer the rear of the tractor to the right. To move the implement to the right, steer the rear of the tractor to the left. When disconnecting and storing an implement, ensure that it is left in a completely stable position so that it cannot roll or fall while it is stored. When towing heavy loads or equipment, counterweights can be added to the front of the tractor to balance the load and stabilize the tractor. Weights may also be added to the front tractor wheels to improve stability and traction. Tell your supervisor if you think you need more weight on the tractor. Usually only suitcase weights are handled by tractor operators. Ask your supervisor for the proper procedure for adding weights to your tractor or if you have questions. Abnormal gauge readings or unusual operating sounds may indicate a problem with the tractor. If you see or hear anything unusual while operating a tractor, stop the engine in a safe place and check with your supervisor or an experienced tractor operator. If the engine oil warning light comes on, immediately stop the tractor and turn off the engine. Continuing to operate a tractor with low oil pressure will cause serious damage to the engine. If the tractor has a flat tire, don't attempt to change the tire yourself if you have not been trained how to do it safely. Ask your supervisor or an experienced tractor operator for help. If you need to leave a tractor in the field to go get gas, oil, parts, or other help, attach a lockout tag to the tractor to warn other employees not to try and start the tractor. If the tractor's wheels are stuck in mud or snow, try backing out. If you are unable to back out, shut down the tractor and ask your supervisor for assistance. Never place boards or other objects in front of the drive wheels when trying to free the tractor from mud or snow. If the tractor must be towed, always use a tow bar or strap hitched to the drawbar. Chains and cables can break under tension and cause serious injury or death. If you are involved in a minor accident while operating a tractor, safely shut down the tractor before stepping down from the operator's seat to check the equipment or call for assistance. If you are a witness to a serious tractor accident, do not put yourself in danger while attempting to help the accident victim. After calling for help, turn off the tractor and help the victim if it is safe to do so. Do not disturb the accident site unless it's necessary to remove the victim or prevent further injury. When traveling up or down a slope, it's safest to travel facing forward. Avoid driving across a steep slope. If the slope feels unsafe, always turn downhill. When traveling downhill with a heavy load, use engine braking to help control the tractor and load. Before starting downhill, shift into a low gear, the same gear you would use to pull the load up the hill. When working near a ditch or culvert, stay at least as far away from the bank as the bank is deep. If the bank is 8 feet high, stay at least 8 feet away from the edge. Operating the tractor any closer to the edge may cause the bank to collapse under the tractor's weight. Always drive around a ditch, never across it. Anytime you operate a tractor on a public road, you must ensure the tractor is properly equipped with the slow-moving vehicle emblem and the required lights and reflectors, depending on the time of day and visibility conditions. If possible, avoid operating a tractor on a public road at night or in bad weather. Poor lighting and reduced visibility greatly increase the risk of an accident. Avoid traveling on public roads when traffic is heavy. High speed for a tractor is still a slow speed for most vehicles traveling on the roadway. Only travel at a speed that allows you to maintain control of the tractor at all times. Slow down on curves and when turning. Enter and exit roadways cautiously. Don't pull out or turn in front of oncoming traffic. Obey all traffic laws and signs, and be extra courteous with other drivers and pedestrians on the road. Use the tractor's turn signals or hand signals to indicate your intentions to other drivers. Stay alert for hazards such as soft shoulders, narrow bridges, loose gravel, bumps, potholes, and deep ruts. Whenever you need to check the tractor or towed equipment during operation, safely stop the tractor and turn off the engine before leaving the operator's seat. Never leave the tractor running while you check equipment in the field. Many serious injuries and fatalities have occurred when the tractor operator left the tractor seat to check on equipment and was caught in or run over by the equipment when the tractor unexpectedly moved forward. If a tree branch or other obstacle blocks the tractor's path and you need to leave the operator's seat to remove the obstacle, make sure you can do so safely. Remember, it's always safer to turn off the tractor before leaving the operator's seat. Always slow down when approaching the end of a row or other blind corner, and make sure you can stop the tractor within sight distance. Watch for other vehicles and people around you, and be especially alert for all-terrain vehicles or ATVs driving along the ends of the rows. When turning a corner or at the end of a row, make sure you have enough clearance to complete the turn or back up the tractor. Operating a tractor is a complex task and requires extra concentration. When you are tired, your thinking and reaction times slow down, creating a potential hazardous situation. You can help maintain your energy level by getting plenty of rest before and after work, eating healthy foods, and drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Do not consume large quantities of energy drinks or coffee. Caffeine does not eliminate your need for sleep, it only delays it for a short while. If you must operate a tractor when you are tired, remember these safety tips. Play energetic music and sing along. Take frequent breaks to stretch and walk around. Take a short nap, 20 minutes maximum, on your lunch break. However, if you find yourself dozing off while operating a tractor, you have no choice but to stop and rest. Remember, compared to a car or a pickup truck, a tractor has a high center of gravity and is much more likely to roll over in certain situations. Going too fast, making sharp turns, hitching to a point other than the drawbar, and traveling across a slope can all cause a tractor overturn before you have time to react. Before you begin any operation with a tractor, make sure you understand the potential hazards involved. If a situation becomes dangerous or you are uncertain about how to proceed, it's best to safely stop the tractor and ask your supervisor or an experienced tractor operator for assistance. Please keep safety in mind to help make your workplace a safe place.
Thank you.